All right, this is part two of building this pub bar place. Just to reiterate, this is just like a Blender speed build, and I'm just going to try to talk about what I'm doing and kind of what my thought process is for a lot of this. At this point, I pretty much have the layout down. As I explained in the last one, it's not super small, but it's like small, very simple layout. There's an upstairs, downstairs, two stairs. To kind of create a circular flow within the space. The space kind of revolves around the pool table asset that's made available. One thing that I did in here was, which you can see in the last video, is normally when I build walls, it's a lot of like cubes, or I usually don't use planes, but in this one I decided to use planes, and you'll see it throughout like the speed build of where I'm like constantly like messing with the walls, and that's because I seem to like, and this is like specific to the planes, where I like move them around in ways I don't realize I'm doing. And I don't know if it's because like maybe I was using proportional editing and that was like pulling parts of the walls with it that I didn't know about, but there's a lot of parts of the walls that were getting morphed. You'll see like throughout this speed build of me just like constantly fucking with the walls and trying to get it to be right. With a lot of these objects, one thing I had mentioned in the last video is that I'm starting to use Substance Painter a lot. I'm still very new to Substance Painter. So I'm not the greatest at it, but I've been getting pretty good with it. And my last method to like texturing and atlasing was I would get all these textures, and I would texture my objects in Blender with like PBR textures or like from a site like this that's up on the screen right now. And I would bring that in, and then I would like texture all the parts to an object, and then I would use the cycle rendering bake options in Blender and bake all those textures together onto one atlas. I'll like UV it out and bake it all together onto one atlas. Which is like, that works. I actually made a tutorial about how to do that because it's like super useful to do and it works, but like it's not the best way to do like, it's compared to using Substance, it's way more time consuming because I'm constantly like, for one, I'm UVing objects out with those textures, and then UVing again on a second UV map to bake those materials on. It's pretty, and you have to bake each one of the different materials on, so you got to do a bake multiple times depending on the amount of materials that you have. So it's just a little rant about Substance Painter, I guess. Substance Painter has been pretty good. I'm getting more used to it. I started to do other models outside of this project with Substance, actually. And so I'm getting used to it. I'm still super lost on a lot of stuff though, but it's been pretty good. Right here you can see I'm building like this second decorative piece around the window, or I guess it's like it's not really a second one because the other one's like the normal rim of the window. One of the things that I like constantly try to do is make my walls interesting. Like I have like this instinct to put down a flat plane for the wall, or just like a flat wall, and then like leave it like that, and then you like get into the space and it's really weird, or it's not weird, it's just empty and it feels very empty. So I've trying to make an effort. I've been like trying to make it. I feel like I've talked about this so many times where I'm like trying to explain how I hate so many things. But like I'm trying to make an effort to make parts of the map that would otherwise be very uninteresting interesting. I watched this like video thing about walls and interior design. I don't know if it helped, but yeah, that was the motivation of that. And you'll see like I'll do a bunch of stuff like all the borders and stuff around the walls. It's all to make all the walls seem more interesting, so they're not just like plain planes. And you can see, okay, so this is what I was talking about with messing with the walls. You saw how I like went outside to the building and messed with that whole stairs area. That whole wall back there got like morphed, and like Like I must have pulled something that went with it and I just didn't notice. Maybe I was doing something else. I don't even know what it is. I had another project where I was working. I decided to use planes. I think it was one of the asset packs I made, where I used planes for the walls, and I ended up. I'm not even doing this on purpose. Where I'm like just pulling parts of it, and the whole walls, like parts of the walls, are just getting really weird, and not like they're just getting pulled by something. Maybe when I do it, I need to like split up how I'm modeling the walls so it's not just like all one game object. It can be like multiple game objects, and maybe I'll just merge it later so that walls don't get screwed up depending on like what I'm doing. That might be the move. I had some challenging parts here where with both these stairs area, since I don't know, they were just really weird, the way I had modeled the walls out, connecting them to the stairs areas from the main like hangout areas was kind of a pain, but it worked out. For the most part, I had to mess with the walls a lot, but I feel like I'm really lazy when it comes to UVing though, because a lot of times I'll just take things and you'll see like throughout me working in here, I'll like grab something and I'll just like cube UV it out, and then I'll just like lay it down really quickly, and then I just scale it to be wherever I want. I'll also like take an object, atlas things out, texture it in like Substance or somewhere, or texture it properly, and then I'll like create something else, and then I'll just like cube UV it out and scale it down to that last atlas I had made, and just try to work with it. That's what I did with the chairs and those chairs. So like I had made the booths, and then I had textured it in Substance, and then I just UV'd out the chairs and just try to find parts on the booth atlas where the chairs would fit, because I wanted to use the same like leather color or leather texture on there, so it kind of works out. But it also kind of, the like little dirt stuff that I had painted on in Substance for the booths kind of get enlarged or look weird because it's not really painted out for the chairs. Some parts can kind of look weird, but for the most part it works out. I feel like there's probably a downside for doing that and like not properly UVing stuff out, but I haven't ran into any issues that I know of yet. So one thing I haven't done with this project is I haven't checked it in VR to check scale. Scaling for me, like usually I'm getting pretty good with being pretty accurate with my scaling, and what I use those cubes that are 1.8 meters tall, and that usually does a good job. But I also don't like to be like too scaled too often. I like things to be a little bit bigger, especially the walls, because that feels nicer in VR. I wouldn't want like normal walls, which is why a lot of my spaces, I talk about this a lot also, like I don't like a lot of my spaces being like too scale, so I do my best. And as I get better at modeling, I'm noticing I'm making things more and more to scale, and I'm trying not to do that because like I get into VR and things kind of look weird and I don't want them to be like that. So as I like build stuff like this and I get further along, I want to like go into VR in it periodically. And throughout this process with this version so far, I have yet to do that. So one of the things I want to do as I'm working in here is get to a point to where I can jump into it in VR, which I can do that whenever. Like I can really do that whenever like the layout is down and a lot of the main parts of the space are already down. So going into it now would make sense, but I'm like too attached to modeling things out. So at the end of this build session, I will bring it into Unity and then upload. I'm not even going to texture it. I'm just going to like pull it into my the old project with the other assets. So, well, at the beginning of the last video, there was I had made another version of the bar, which was like which I didn't like, which is what a lot of these assets are coming from, was what I modeled from there. I'll just open up that Unity project, delete what's in there, and then like upload this, just throw in some lights, add in some colliders, and just jump in. And that's what I'll do. And then I can like look around in VR because I haven't done that yet, and I need to do that so I know that it's good. I'm always scared I'm like gonna jump in and it's gonna like really look like it's gonna look like shit or something, or I'm gonna hate it. Yeah, that's what happened with that's what happened with the house project that I was working on. I had like tweeted about a house I was making, and I got to a part and I was like it's a good house, but it's like weird. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. Like I spent a good bit of time working on it, so I don't want to get rid of it, but I'm not really feeling it. Here I'm texturing out, or I'm in Substance creating the textures for this wire. I wanted to make sure I textured this out quickly so that like I had this outlet part that I could like move around the entire world, because that's like a good small little detail that makes the space look really really nice. I'm making them like Christmas lights where I'm using 4 different colors here, and the reason for that is I'm trying to like add some color to this that like in my head I just kind of see like trying like I would like instinctively keep like the brown and then like the warm tones, but I feel like sometimes it can be really bland and I never know like what to do. So I was thinking that the Christmas lights in there would actually add a bit to it. I was honestly thinking about like the pug and how I don't think it's like this during most of the year, but during Christmas they had the Christmas lights up, or the Christmas colored lights. I know the lights are there, and I think that looks really good. And a lot of worlds use the Red Sims light thing, which always looks really good. So I think Christmas lights will look good. I can put it in other parts. So since I had made that texture, when I make lights in other parts, it will. I can just like UV it to that texture, like I was kind of mentioning earlier. So I'm gonna make one around the bar and do some stuff on the upstairs, and I feel like that'll be it. That's a good small detail. I feel like there's other things I need to figure out, like what kind of props and stuff to do. Oh, I was in this one world in VRChat. It was like a super small bar, but they had like a lot of really good assets in there. Or they had like there's like a lot of good stuff behind that bar, like a lot of good simple stuff. I took a ton of photos in there, so I might like go in there and like take some inspiration. Because right now I don't really have any concrete ideas down. Honestly, I want to like model out. I want to model out beer bottle like beer props or like bar props, because I don't have like a good set to do that. But this is the end of it. I'm gonna jump into VR and then we'll like walk around and I'll keep talking. We are in the space. I'm in this avatar because it's a normal sized avatar at 6 feet. Well, yeah, 6 feet. So this is about the 1.8 meter size. I don't know, at this size, so you can see like I'm the same height as this. Oh, if I was standing up straight, I would be. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just walking around this space. It already feels really good. I'm actually already really happy. Using that size of a cube usually does pretty good for me. Like everything in here looks really good and it feels really good. The last version of this, the one where a lot of these assets are from, um, felt way more open. You can see I have a missing face here. That's another thing I realized with the planes. It's like normally when create a plane, I can tell like which side the face is, because like when it spawns in, the face is usually the side that's facing up. And so if you just rotate properly and then, but I don't know, I keep getting it wrong. The first time I brought this into Unity at all, it was really, really bad. But I mean, I mean, I guess the one face isn't that bad. This area is the only area that's feeling kind of weird to me. Feels like the ceilings here are just high for no reason. I guess it just feels really plain over here. I built this little hostess table out, honestly, because I was thinking about the pug with this also. how the second floor there has like a little hostess table or something. So I made that. I was also thinking what might be good is like a little cabinet area right behind there. Might fill up the space a bit. I'll have to think of something to go on the wall. Maybe I could do like shelves, but I don't know what I'd put in the shelves. I keep pointing this at my face like I have a mouth, but I don't. I was afraid this space over here would look weird, but it actually, like, it's not. Like, it feels pretty good over here, actually. And then you can see the pool table from up here. These tables feel kind of small. These tables feel really small. I'll need to bring that up. And that bottom part feels really, really small. I'll have to, like, scale that properly. This feels good, though. Um, Stage is looking good. I don't know why in Unity the metal material defaults to this orange color or this yellow color. I think it looks bad. Here's the outdoor area. This looks like there's missing face, but that's just the black line at the bottom. And out here looks really nice. These look really good. I really like how these turned out. I can't wait to texture it and put it in and see it in action. I'm gonna try to animate them so that they're like constantly glowing. Look at the lights I built up there. I'm kind of digging this. Some other things I want to animate are the fans. Oops. Ooh, the fans. There's some other stuff. What was it? Or maybe not. I don't know. Ooh, maybe I could animate the lights that I had modeled. These lights over here. I don't know. Yeah, feels very good. Oh, I didn't check out the stairs over here. Ooh. Now I'm in a small avatar. Everything feels really big. Yeah, honestly, I really like this. I like how it's looking so far. All right. I think that's all I got. I will keep filming and keep everyone updated. All right. Bye.